The Boeing 747 is not just an engineering icon of the 20th century. It is also part of the collective memory of the global aviation industry. First launched on January 22, 1970, under the Pan Am flag, the 747 ushered in an era of affordable, long-haul, mass air travel. After more than half a century of service, the final 747 was delivered on January 31, 2023, marking the end of a glorious production journey with a total of 1,573 units built. But as its golden age fades into the past, a practical question arises. How much does it cost to store a massive Boeing 747? The monthly storage cost of a Boeing 747 ranges from $5,000 to $10,000. This rate depends on the storage location, aircraft variant, length of storage, and any included maintenance services. Compared to smaller aircraft like the Boeing 737 or Airbus A320, approximately $2,000 per month, this is a significantly higher price. The main reason for the high cost is the sheer size of the 747. Depending on the variant, it can be up to 231 feet long, have a wingspan of up to 224 feet, and a tail height of around 65 feet. Given these enormous dimensions, finding enough space to store a 747 is always a complex and expensive challenge. Depending on each airline's operational strategy and purpose, aircraft storage is typically categorized into three main types. Short-term storage usually lasts from a few weeks to several months and is mainly used during off-peak seasons when travel demand drops. Long-term storage applies when airlines need to suspend operations for years, such as during the COVID-19 pandemic. Lastly, permanent storage or retirement is designated for aircraft that have reached the end of their service life with no plans to return to operation. This is the initial stage of disassembly, recycling, or repurposing. Generally, the longer the storage contract, the lower the monthly cost, thanks to scale and flexible negotiation terms between airlines and storage facilities. Longer-term storage usually means lower monthly costs. As contracts become more long-term, the per-month cost tends to decrease due to economies of scale and negotiated agreements. One of the most famous storage sites is Pinal Airpark in Arizona, USA. With its dry climate and low humidity, it's considered an ideal airplane graveyard. During the pandemic, the number of Boeing 747s parked there surged as many airlines retired the type from active service. At Pinal, visitors can even book guided tours to see these dormant 747s up close. One notable case is a Boeing 747-8BBJ that once belonged to the Saudi Arabian Royal Flight. Despite having flown fewer than 50 hours, the aircraft was retired and dismantled for its engines and other valuable components. Beyond storage, aircraft recycling has become a highly lucrative industry. It's estimated that 80 to 95% of an aircraft's weight can be reused. With millions of individual parts, especially in the 747-8 variant, disassembling a retired aircraft can generate significant value. Companies like Aircraft End-of-Life Solutions, AELS, and Air Salvage International are leading the way in this sector. Globally, the aircraft recycling industry is valued at approximately $4.7 billion, with projections suggesting it could grow to nearly $10 billion by 2028. As of April 2025, over 400 Boeing 747s are still in active service worldwide, although the type is steadily being phased out. Among these, the 747-400 remains the most common, with 255 aircraft still flying, followed by 150 units of the 747-8. The original 747-100 now has only one operational aircraft left. Several airlines continue to operate sizable 747 fleets. Atlas Air leads with 61 aircraft, followed by UPS Airlines with 43, and Cargolux with 30. Lufthansa currently operates 27 units, Kalitta Air has 22, Cathay Pacific flies 20, and Korean Air maintains 16 in service. Additionally, Air China operates 13, Asiana Airlines has 12, and Silkway West Airlines runs 10 aircraft. Today, Boeing 747s mainly appear at major international hubs like Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, Frankfurt, Seoul, Los Angeles, New York, and Washington, D.C., where the Queen of the Skies continues to make a lasting impression. Boeing produced a total of 1,574 747s. With just over 400 still flying, this means that more than 1,000 aircraft have been retired or placed in storage. Among them, approximately 327 47-400s have been fully retired. Some have been dismantled, while others are kept in long-term storage. However, not all 747s are scrapped for recycling. Many have been converted into restaurants, hotels, or sold off in parts to collectors, who treasure items like seats, windows, and signage for display and preservation. Storing a Boeing 747 can cost up to $10,000 per month, but that is only the tip of the iceberg. Behind each retired 747 lies a vast value chain: storage, recycling, repurposing, and legacy. Though gradually disappearing from the skies, the Boeing 747 remains a towering symbol of aviation history, and its final journey is every bit as grand as the flights it once undertook. The Boeing 747 is more than just an aircraft, it's an icon. Since its debut in the early 1970s, the humpbacked jumbo jet has ushered in a completely new era for global aviation. With the capacity to carry hundreds of passengers and fly across continents, the 747 was once hailed as the Queen of the Skies, bringing the world closer together. But time waits for no one. With airlines shifting toward more fuel-efficient twin-engine aircraft and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of Boeing 747s in commercial fleets has gradually declined. However, if you're someone who admires this historic aircraft, there are still airports where you can regularly spot the legendary jumbo jet. Although more and more Boeing 747s are being retired, stored, or recycled, the journey of the Queen of the Skies is far from over. Around the world, hundreds of 747s are still flying every day, carrying passengers and cargo to distant destinations. So, if you're a fan of this legendary aircraft, where are the best places to witness it take off with your own eyes? Let's explore the 9 top airports around the world where the Boeing 747 still shines in the sky. Shenzhen Bao'an International Airport, located in southeastern China, will see a total of 36 departures operated by Boeing 747 aircraft this May. All flights are run by Air China, using the Boeing 747-400 on the 1,212-mile route to Beijing Capital International Airport. In total, the airline is offering 12,384 seats this month, generating over 15 million available seat miles, ASM. Although this averages out to more than 1 departure per day, the schedule is not daily. There are 9 days with 2 flights, 18 days with 1 flight, and 4 days with no flights at all. Air China's Boeing 747-400s are configured with 344 seats, including 10 in first class, 42 in business class, with 24 of those on the upper deck, and 292 in economy class. During the golden age of the Boeing 747, major U.S. hubs like Washington Dulles International Airport were filled with jumbo jets operated by airlines from around the world. Today, only 2 carriers continue to fly the iconic aircraft to the U.S. capital, and Air China is one of them. This month, the airline has scheduled 9 Boeing 747-8 departures from Washington, D.C. to Beijing capital, with each flight offering 365 seats across 4 cabin classes. In total, Air China will provide 14,569 seats and generate nearly 69 million available seat miles on this route in May. Lufthansa remains the leading 747 operator at Dulles, operating daily flights to Frankfurt with a total of 31 departures this month. The German flag carrier and founding member of Star Alliance also uses the larger and more modern 747-8 on this route. Its aircraft are configured with 364 seats, including 8 in first class, 80 in business class, 32 in premium economy, and 244 in economy. Back in China, Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport, located in the eastern part of the country, is another hotspot for the Boeing 747. From this airport, Air China operates the jumbo jet on the 667-mile domestic route to Beijing capital. In May 2025, the airline is scheduled to operate 43 Boeing 747 flights along this busy corridor, including 16 flights using the 747-427 with the newer and larger 747-8. Across those flights, Air China will offer a total of 15,359 seats, generating more than 10.2 million available seat miles. As mentioned earlier, the airline's Boeing 747-8s are configured with 365 seats across 4 classes. The most premium seats on board are 12 first-class suites, while business class features 54 fully flat beds, split between 30 seats on the upper deck and 24 on the lower. The aircraft also includes 66 premium economy seats with extra legroom and 233 standard economy class seats on the main deck. Another major hub for Boeing 747 operations in China is Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport in the southeast, where Air China flies both the 747-400 and the newer 747-8 to its main hub in Beijing. The airline favors the 747-8 on this 1,165-mile domestic route, with 32 scheduled departures compared to 20 flights operated by the older variant. In total, 52 flights in May will offer 18,560 seats and generate over 21.6 million available seat miles. Air China currently operates 9 Boeing 747s. Just 2 of them are 747-400s, averaging 27.7 years in age, while the 747-8s have an average age of 10.3 years, aligning closely with the overall fleet average of 10.2 years. Although New York's JFK Airport has just 1 more scheduled Boeing 747 departure than Guangzhou Baiyun this May, it offers nearly 1,000 more seats in each direction. Once again, operations are split between Lufthansa and Air China. The latter has 22 scheduled departures from JFK using the double-deck Boeing 747-8. In total, 53 flights will provide 19,531 seats and generate over 99 million available seat miles. Meanwhile, Lufthansa relies on the older and slightly smaller 747-400 for its quad-jet operations at JFK, with 31 flights to Frankfurt. Unlike the airline's 747-8s, data shows that these aircraft do not feature a first-class cabin. Instead, the best seats on board are 67 flatbed business class seats, 22 on the upper deck and 45 on the main deck, along with 32 in premium economy and 272 in standard economy. Los Angeles International Airport sees 93 Boeing 747 departures this May, averaging 3 per day. Lufthansa operates 31 flights to Frankfurt with the 747-8, while Korean Air runs 62 to Seoul, reflecting strong demand from LA's large Korean community. Seoul Incheon matches LAX with 93 Boeing 747 departures this May, but offers slightly more seats. Korean Air operates all flights using the 747-8, with 62 to Los Angeles, 23 to Atlanta, 7 to Hong Kong, and 1 to Tokyo. Each jet seats 368 passengers across 3 classes. In total, ICN's 747 flights provide 34,224 seats and over 200 million available seat miles. Beijing capital has 162 Boeing 747 departures this May, nearly double that of LAX or Incheon, but generates fewer seat miles due to shorter domestic routes. With an average flight length of just 2,134 miles, these flights offer 57,618 seats and 124.5 million seat miles. Air China's schedule includes 52 flights to Guangzhou, 43 to Shanghai, 36 to Shenzhen, 22 to JFK, and 9 to Washington Dulles. Frankfurt far surpasses Beijing in 747 activity, with 558 departures this May, all by Lufthansa across 18 routes using the 747-400 and 747-8. These flights offer 204,414 seats and over 1 billion seat miles. The 747-400 serves cities like New York and Singapore, while the 747-8 flies to destinations such as Los Angeles and Tokyo. Lufthansa operates 19 747-8s, average age 11.5 years, and 8 747-400s, average age 25.1 years. While the Boeing 747 is slowly disappearing from the skies, its journey is far from over. These airports are not just transit hubs, they are living museums where the past and present of aviation coexist. And if you're an aviation enthusiast, especially a fan of the 747, there's nothing quite like witnessing these mighty jumbo jets take flight one more time before they bid farewell to the runway forever.